Step 1. Measure and lay out wall frames. What Daryl's doing here is taking measurements of the wall frames of the sizes that he's already predetermined. You can take and do this yourself. You can put 2 or 3 or however many you wish to have on a wall. Sometimes it's just simple to have 2 or 3 depending on the size of your wall. You might have 5 or 6. Add what you want for your sizes, divide them out, and that will tell you what you need to mark out across the wall. Determine your side rails and your top rail widths and distances between each of the wall frames that you put on. In this case, Daryl's made it easy for him. He's taken measured a 3.5-inch gauge block, and that's what he's just used to go across the top underneath the chair rail. Remember, preparation is the most time-consuming part of any project. It also is the most important. Here Daryl's taking vertical lines and marking them out, and also has a 3.5-inch mark in between the wall frames themselves and on the inside corners as well. Then he will take his gauge block and go across the bottom on top of the trim and do the same thing. He'll have the same reveal that he had at the top. Step 2 is set up a 90-degree angle jig. The reason why we set up a 90-degree angle jig is to ensure that the wall frames are just that, at a 90-degree angle when you assemble them. Here Daryl's taking a block, screwed into a piece of plywood, and he's going to take a framing square and put it on the back side with another block that is perpendicular to the one he just installed, and he's going to secure it as well. This will ensure that he has a 90-degree angle to work in while assembling the wall frames, so when they go up to the wall and the lines that have already been made, they'll match perfect. Step 3, measure your pieces and then cut to size. Be sure to always practice safety when dealing with any electric tool, especially an electric miter box. Keep your hands free from the blades and wear safety glasses. You want to make sure that you do accurate measurements. This will ensure that you save time and money and material. This is a trick that you can use by taking and matching up each end of your trim, and that will make sure that you have a simple size marked and will match every single time. Remember, measure twice and cut once. This goes back to preparation and planning. Take whatever desired trim that you like, and you'll be able to do this with it. In this case, we've used something a little bit smaller, but there's very many different sizes of trims that you can use. Daryl's got everything cut up, and he's brought over to the table for assembly, ready for his next step. And here the next step is to build wall frames with a jig and use a glue gun. The reason why we use a glue gun is because the glue sets quickly, and once you put 2 pieces of material together, once that dries, it does not move. And here again, this is how we're showing you to put it on the outer portion of that jig, so that way when it stays and dries, you'll have that 90-degree angle to put against the wall. Here Daryl's installing his last piece, and that's the size of the wall frame that he's already pre-marked on the wall. Step 5 is, once all wall frames are assembled, go through and brad them all. This will ensure and secure them in place so they don't move again. And then once you've got that done, then you'll be able to go take them and dry fit them onto your marks that you've already put on the wall. In this case, that matched perfect with the marks that Daryl had already put up. To secure the wall frames to the walls, you take construction adhesive and you put it on all 4 sides, running a single bead down the middle from end to end, but do not go into the corners. As you can see, Daryl got close, but just left just enough space. And the reason why we left that is because that is where you're going to add the hot wax from the glue gun. And again, the reason why we're adding the hot wax from the glue gun here is once that wax hits the wall, It will dry very quickly, and then the wall frame will not move. The construction adhesive takes a while for it to dry, so you push in your corners, top and bottom, and you're done. Once you get that done, you take a stud finder and find the studs that are on your wall and nail them off with your nail gun. Repeat the same process over and over, and you'll be able to get your project done in no time. This is a simple way to transform a room, a dining room, a living room, even a bedroom for that matter. It doesn't cost very much, and the project like this should only take you just a few hours. Be sure to use a stud finder whenever you're trying to locate your studs. That way you make sure that your nails are hitting something firm. To repeat the steps, step 1, measure and lay out. Step 2, set up a jig. Step 3, measure and cut. Step 4, build wall frames. Step 5, brad nail your wall frames and secure them to the walls. And step 6 is to caulk, prep, and then paint, and you have a finished project. If you have any questions about this or any other project, please don't hesitate to look us up on our website, www.remodelingnow.net. We'll be right back after these messages.